Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Coffee and Lore. Happy Wednesday morning. I'm loving my tea this week. Yes, I'm cheating on coffee. I'm drinking tea. But I'm really excited to be here with you guys, and I have a video for you. And I hope that it's taken with a grain of salt, or I hope that people don't crucify me over it, because I really enjoyed these two books. But in doing some research online after reading them and after loving them, I found that they do come under a lot of criticism. And so here are my honest thoughts on Heather Morris's The Tattoo Artist of Auschwitz and Cilka's Journey. Or I guess it's, Cilka. They call her Silky or Cilka. I think in the book a couple of different times they alternate it. Okay. So, disclaimer. World War II was not romantic. There was nothing romantic about it. It was horrible. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people died. It was a wretched event. I hope nothing like it ever happens again. It was just disgusting and terrible and horrifying and all of those things. And these are fictional books. Are they based on people's real life stories? Yes, but they are not exact, and they are not word for word what happened. These are retold stories, especially Cilka's, because Cilka had already passed when Heather Morris went to write that story. So this is just information that she was able to dig up. And Lael's, who is the tattoo artist of Auschwitz, his basically his telling of what Cilka was like and how she saved his life, etc., etc. So let's jump in. I will tell you guys. Gosh, that's good. I will tell you guys that I read these books out of order. I read Cilka's Journey first on accident, because I thought that I had already read The Tattoo Artist of Auschwitz, but I hadn't. I realized pretty quickly into Cilka's Journey that I hadn't, but I was so hooked at that point that I finished Cilka's Journey and then went back and read The Tattoo Artist of Auschwitz. It's fine. Completely fine. They tie in a little bit with the same characters, but not enough that it ruined either book for me. Okay? So, let's start with The Tattoo Artist of Auschwitz, because I want to go chronologically. So that is the story of Lael Sokolov, who is taken to Auschwitz as a prisoner and works his way up to become a tattooist there. The people who put the numbers on the arms of the prisoners as they come in. And through that job, he meets a beautiful young prisoner by the name of Gita. Yep, Gita Furman. And he doesn't know her last name, obviously, at first. So, you know, he keeps looking for this woman. He wants to see her again. He actually becomes friends after he gets the tattooist job with the SS guard that is over him. And he finds a way to communicate with her through that friendship. And they build a budding romance. And it's just his story of how he gets sick and Gita gets sick and like all the things going on in Auschwitz around them. And then, of course, they both end up getting out. In this book, they both end up getting out for different ways and reasons. And meet up at the end and end up getting married and living a life together and having children. I believe that they had children. I know that Cilka and her husband didn't have any biological children together, I don't believe. But fantastic story about Lael Sokolov and everything that he went through while in Auschwitz, and his love for Gita and how they tried to grow that while in this terrible prison camp. Because like I said, in February we're doing unconventional, well, we're doing love stories in general, but this week I had a lot of unconventional love stories. So I really enjoyed The Tattoo Artist of Auschwitz, or The Tattooist of Auschwitz, I think it is. Cilka's Journey was the one that grabbed me off the shelf in Barnes & Noble. I had taken my daughter shopping for just some random things, and I ended up seeing this cover of this woman who was obviously in, walking down a train track, and it's in a World War II novel, and you know that I love these devastating World War II novels. So I picked it up based off the cover, and I'm so happy that I did, because it was amazing. Like, it comes under some controversy because people have said, oh, this isn't quite true, this isn't exactly what it is, but if you take it as a book of fiction, I thoroughly enjoyed the story. So Cilka's story is that she is 16 when she ends up going to Auschwitz, and she is very beautiful and gets taken advantage of by the guards there, and essentially has to sleep with these guards for safety and in order to keep herself, from death or worse. And I'm not going to give you all of this story away because there's some pretty cool things that she takes from this experience. But yeah, she's basically used for sex by the guards there to keep herself safe. So when the camp is liberated, when Auschwitz is liberated, she is considered a Nazi sympathizer because she was sleeping with them and she had some sort of food and security and safety. And so she is then sent to a Siberian prison camp because it was the Russians who rescued her there from Auschwitz. So now she's sent from Auschwitz to a Siberian prison camp. And that camp is terrible as well. Yeah, I really wasn't super familiar with these Siberian work camps, and I did some research, and wow, they're pretty awful stuff. And so anyways, it talks about a lot of her experience in the Siberian work camp that she was at, the friendships that she made in the hut that she lived in, as well as the stories of some of the other women and some of the very minor things that they did in order to end up at this Siberian work camp. I believe one of them had sold bread to Nazi soldiers. Like, they had a choice. It was sell them bread or get shot dead in the streets. So, but, they should have resisted, I guess, and so they ended up at this Siberian work camp. And just a lot of stories about strong women and what the things that they're going through, okay? She meets a doctor there who gets her on as a nurse. So she has a cushier life than most there. And she's very, very smart. She has a way with languages. And she meets a man while she's there, Alexander, which is not her husband's real name. They changed the name for the story. And, yeah, it's just kind of about her falling for this man, but very discreetly. Because she has a work camp husband, which is somebody who kind of gives her protection in exchange for sex. And, yeah, it's just a really, really good book. And it's all about just her life and how she went from Auschwitz to this Siberian work camp and the story of these strong women who did very minor things to end up there. And it's really, really, really good. I highly recommend Cilka's Journey as well. They are both really solid World War II-esque novels. I liked them a lot. I know that they're maybe not historically accurate, and some have even said that they romanticized these prison camps. I could see why somebody would say that, but honestly, the books were really well written, and you have to take them as a work of fiction. On that note, I hope you guys have an amazing Wednesday. I really, really enjoyed the books that I read this week. I mean, just fantastic reads all the way around. I'm going to hit a brick wall at some point because I can't keep doing 3 and 4 books a week. But right now, I'm appreciating it and grateful and excited by the amazing stories that I'm getting to delve into. And what are you guys reading this week?